Hello Libra, Turquoise Tarot here with your reading for 17. I hope you're all doing well. I want to apologize first and foremost for not being on here on YouTube for the past couple months. It's just been some family stuff going on that I'm not going to really bring up in the video, but I just want to apologize for not being here and present with you guys. If you've requested a private reading, please reach out to me at turquoisetarot13@gmail.com and we will get that scheduled and we will get it completed. I apologize for any delay there. Also, I want to say I'm going to be doing the readings a little bit differently than I have in the past. I'm going to be combining the love readings, so there's not going to be a separate spread for singles and couples. I'm going to be combining that just to minimize the time and the length of these videos to make it easier for upload. And finally, what I'd like to say is if you're interested in donating to the channel, which is always greatly appreciated, I will post the link for that as well in the information box below the video, okay? So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started with your reading, and we're going to look at what is the general messages for Libra for the month of 17. What are the general messages for Libra? What are the general messages for Libra? Okay, we have the Hermit, the Hierophant, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Rods, or I'm sorry, yes, Knight of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, King of Wands, which is you. I'm sorry, no, it's not you. Ace of Cups. Sorry guys, I've been doing readings all morning. 9 of Rods, and the 5 of Swords. The bottom of the deck, overall energy, is the Page of Cups. Okay, so let's see what I have here. I'm feeling though like this King of Wands is kind of like your energy this month. I feel like you're very fired up and passionate about something. And I'm feeling like this could be either, I want to say you're up for a review, like a job performance review, or there's some talk about a family situation that needs to be worked out. And I feel like there's somebody in the picture, can be a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, but I'm also feeling like, I hate to say, but for some of you, I feel like could be your energy too, where there's somebody here trying to take advantage of a situation, or they're trying to win out and get more, or, you know, kind of like they want to be the winner in this situation, but it's a shallow victory. It's like it's not really getting them anywhere. It's not really getting them something, but they're fighting for it anyway. It's like it's a shallow victory. And I feel like this could be you, but it could also be someone in your family, you know, a fire sign in your family who's doing this. It's bringing up a lot of emotion, but the cards are saying that whatever this dynamic is, I see you reflecting on it at the beginning of the month, which is smart, okay? The cards are telling you, don't immediately at the beginning of July rush into action over this, because I don't feel like it's going to be a successful thing if you do that. I think you need to sit and marinate in this, kind of like ponder this a little bit before you take any action. I would also say that if it's a family situation, go ahead and reach out to other family members who may be feeling similarly, and try to come together to figure out how you're going to resolve this issue with this other person. I would say you don't obviously want to attack this person, but it'd be smart if you come together and kind of do, like, I want to say like an intervention almost, and sit down with this person and say, look, these are the issues we're having. We can't have this healthy family dynamic until we deal with whatever is you know, going on. This could be a father figure that you're having issues with, or it could be a child, and I want to say a water sign if it's a child, like a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, okay? Sun, Moon, Rising. Or it could just be that this child of yours be having emotional challenges, or you're having emotional challenges too, in this dynamic. If it's a child, be careful, because I feel like they may be using your emotions against you, like trying to get you to feel sorry for them in a sense, and that's how they're going to win out. It's a shallow victory, like they're not having to deal with issues as much because they're getting a lot of sympathy, but really they're playing on your sympathies, so be a little careful with that. Let me see what else I have. I just see some arguments or quarrels in a family dynamic with a fire sign, or maybe it's between the father and the child, like a fire sign male and a water sign child. And I feel like you're going to be the mediator almost. I feel like you need to mediate this situation, but it's going to require you to take some time to really try to ponder the situation. And being that you're Libra, you're very good at seeing both sides, you're very good at balancing both sides. And I feel like this is what you're called to do this month in a family dynamic. I know this is supposed to be love, and I'm so sorry, but this is what came up for me on this spread. So that's a family dynamic. That's for those who are coupled, married, with children. I'm seeing strongly children here. There's something to do with children in a relationship dynamic, maybe causing problems in a marriage. You two really need to come together, and you as the Libra, again, you're the one who sees the ability to balance things out. This is the general reading. Why am I saying love reading? I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, I've been doing readings all morning long. And so if I say anything that's a little confusing, I'm sorry. But I am focused on your reading, and I am focused on the messages. So yeah, we have strong family dynamic issues that be coming up this month. And I want to say, again, you have to help mediate this situation. I want to say, if you're dealing with a spouse and you have a child that you're having, issues with, I think your spouse will be saying things that be a bit hurtful towards you or towards the child. I feel like their anger is kind of like on the surface, okay? And they're just kind of like letting things come out that, aren't healthy. Again, you're kind of on defense, you're on guard about this. And you may be a little hesitant or intimidated to say something to your spouse because you don't want to upset them further, but you got to play mediator here. That's what it's saying here. You're mediating the situation. This could also be, if it's not a home situation or a family situation, this can be a work dynamic that you're having to mediate, and you're having to play almost like boss. And it can be between a boss figure and a coworker, where you're kind of playing mediator. And I feel like you want to be careful in that dynamic, in that situation, because you be, it may be that these two make up, and then you're the odd man out. So be careful what you say. Let's look at I want to look at Page of Cups first, honestly. Alright, it's like Page of Cups. You're not happy possibly about a situation, or there's a child who's not happy about a situation. Maybe they're not getting what they want, but there's some falseness and deception here with this child. I don't feel, again, I think they're trying to play on sympathies to get more reward, or to not have to pay such a severe consequence. But I also want to say, if this isn't regarding a child, The Page of Cups is here to say, look, we need to heal a situation where there has been some deception, where there has been some hurt, possibly regarding money in a family dynamic. You know, for some of you that would be a situation where money is an issue, and you're fighting over money. But we need to heal that. We need to come from a place that is emotionally, mentally full of integrity, right? We're doing the right thing for the right reasons. That's when we're going to get results. And if somebody tries to take advantage, well, that's on them. Because again, we have a shallow victory for them. It's not like they're going to get anything really out of this. Whatever their battle is. Let's look at the Five of Swords here, though, just to see. Somebody's getting a small, I don't know, somebody's getting something that they want, but it's a shallow victory again. This could be a child, like maybe they're not getting the punishment that they really deserve for something because they're playing on sympathies. You're able to see that, but this other person isn't able to see that, you know, your other partner or whatever. And so there's like a less of a consequence perhaps for this individual, for this child. Or maybe a family, somebody, you know, maybe even at work where it's like, you know, they're playing on sympathies and it's, you know, it's a shallow victory, whatever it is. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think your main focus this month is just try to be fair. Don't rush into saying things or doing anything. I think you're highly emotional about this because it is a child that you're dealing with, perhaps someone naive and young, and you are older and wiser, and you're trying to help this individual. You're trying to help, on the Ace of Cups, you're trying to help this child, or you're trying to help this other person. You're trying to be a friend, but it can be challenging because this person, you know, there's some selfishness I see here. So that's what I have for the general reading, Libra. Just, you know, I see you balancing things out, which is typical Libra. You know, balancing things out, either in a work situation or a home situation. You're playing mediator this month. And I want to say, you know, you've got some decisions to make about whether or not you are going to allow somebody to fool you. You know, if somebody is playing on your sympathies and you see through it, that's your moment to really speak on it, you know. Let's look at love for Libra. What's going on for single and coupled Libras in the month of July? What are the messages for single and coupled Libras in July? Okay. We have Justice, King of Cups, Seven of Rods, the Tower, Knight of Swords, oops, King of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Five of Cups, the Sun, and at the bottom of the deck we have the King of Wands. So, my goodness, Libra, what is going on? We have 3 men here for some of you. So if you're single, let's just say you're going to have your options, okay? You got water signs, you got Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, you got air signs, like yourself, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We got all the signs represented here. We got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles too, which are earth and fire signs. So we got all the signs represented here. So if you're a single person, this is certainly a month where we're putting an end to your singlehood. I want to say, for those of you who have been single, I think you've rushed into relationships in the past, and that has been to your detriment, right? So there's a message here to not rush into relationships this month. Yes, you're going to have your options. Yes, there's going to be a lot of fun to be had, but don't rush into committed relationships, okay? Take your time. Get to know these people. If somebody's trying to rush you into a situation, I see you standing your ground with that person. Now, it may mean that one or two of your options decide to leave, and that may make you feel a little sad. Okay? But you do have other options. And the ones that stick around are the ones you want it to be with. If they don't stick around because you want to take your time, that's a clear indicator right there, red flag. They're not meant to be there to begin with. Okay? Now, for those of you who are coupled, we see a quick, swift ending with a water sign or an earth sign. Excuse me. I see here that it may be somebody was stepping out of the relationship, because we do have so many other signs indicated here. There may be multiple people involved in this relationship too. Can be that perhaps, let's say you're involved with an earth sign, but there's a water sign in your family that is affecting your relationship. Okay, that's one scenario. Can go the other way too. You're involved with a water sign. Let's say there's an earth sign somewhere around that's affecting your relationship. Either way this goes, whatever the relationship is and whomever you have it with, I don't see it lasting till the end of the month. I see this relationship ending possibly the beginning, towards the beginning to the middle of the month. I see you having to stand your ground a lot with this person. And I think there's going to be like a swift communication of, that's it, I'm done, I've had enough. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm done, I'm out, I'm leaving. Now, I feel like for some of you, there may be a fear of leaving because of money. That'd be why the King of Pentacles is presented here. However, I think that you're overcoming that fear this month and you're just saying, I'm done with it. I think you're really seeing that there's a potential here for a future where you are happy, you know? And I feel like there's, when I see the Sun card, the word that always comes to me is happiness, optimism, but also liberation. So I'm feeling freedom is big for you this month. Like you're wanting to break free from a relationship that hasn't served you. For some of you, this is a marriage because we have the Justice card here. So, you know, this can be an ending of a marriage for some of you. And that's sad to say. You know, it's never happy to see, it's never a good thing to see a marriage end, but at the same time, if it's that unhealthy, it's possibly a good thing, you know? Let's look at the reading with the Justice Oracle cards and see if we can get more clarification. I want to look at the Tower card first. Yeah. Somebody's been feeling trapped in a relationship, but secretly keeping it to themselves. But guess what? They're communicating it this month. That's on the Tower. Let's look at the Sun card. Look, when you leave this relationship, you're rebuilding your self-confidence. It's actually a pleasant surprise. It's a blessing when you decide to soldier on and make that move to leave a relationship. You're regaining your sense of self and your self-confidence. I know for Libras, it's hard to leave a relationship that's, you know, that where they feel like, you know, at one point there was true connection. Let's see what the Two of Cups has to say. Yeah, look, you've known this person for a while. You've known this person for a while. And that's why I think it's so challenging for you to let it go. You are in a committed relationship and you've known this person for a while. There may be a fear that, you know, once this relationship ends, you won't have anything with this person. But you have to do what's best for you, Libra. You know, don't stay trapped in a relationship out of fear of anything. Because ultimately, you want to be this guy. You know, you want to regain your confidence and you want to be authentically you. So that's what I have for you, Libra. I hope you enjoy the month of July. I know it's kind of challenging and stressful, but it is for all of us. You know, all the signs that I've read thus far, there's challenging energy for all of us, so you're not alone. Um, with that said, though, I wish you all the best. God bless. Much love and light to you and yours. We will get through this together, and I will see you in August. Bye.